So this is a 3D printed Bartop Arcade System, and what the unique thing about this device is that 1, it's 3D printed, 2, it's using an MXQpro with an Amlogic S905 processor inside, and 3, and the most important thing, is that it's using ScottELEC retro gaming system that we created a number of months ago. So I've got John here, and he's going to explain a little bit more of how he put this together.
Hey guys, John here. Thanks for your interest in my 3D printed Bartop, and here's a little video regarding your request. Now I already glued up some parts, so I cannot show everything in detail, but I hope this video will give an idea on how I mounted everything. But anyway, on top here, the button panel, and I used just a generic USB encoder there for the buttons, and these are 28mm mounting hole buttons, by the way. I added some extra new models on Thingiverse as well for 30mm mounting holes for the top side, as well as 8 button configuration for the top side and for the bottom side as well. I also added a 24mm option for the bottom side for the smaller start and select buttons for the bottom half. But anyway, the USB encoder uses a USB cable to power the buttons up, and I use one port on the TV box. The TV box is an MXQpro 4K box with 1 GB of memory and 8 GB of, it's the other way around, right? Yes, it's 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of memory, yes. And I didn't use any fancy bracket or whatever, I just mounted it on there with some double-sided foam tape. Regarding mounting the top panel, the button panel, I mean, it's very easy. Just friction fit it in there, just click it in there, and it doesn't go anywhere. The top panel exists of 3 parts, actually 4 parts, but anyway, there's a back panel, a back panel for the speakers and the amplifier, a front panel for the LCD display, and a little bracket there to hold it in place and also hold the controller board in place. But anyway, back to the speakers. I used 2-inch speakers, and this is just a simple 3-watt amplifier, and it needs 5 volts, which I used by adding a scrap USB cable and attaching a USB to the second port of the TV box. So that's the second USB port that is in use for the speakers. I also added an old scrap auxiliary cable to the amplifier, and I attached that to the AV port of the TV box again. So that's usage of the TV port, the audio port, excuse me, and the AV port actually. And the last thing was the LCD mount, the LCD itself. It uses again 5 volts, and it comes with a cable for a USB cable, which I added on the third USB port of the TV box, and of course HDMI on TV box, and everything works just out of the box, nothing has to be configured. And finally, I also added an extra male to female cable here, and I'm going to design a bracket for the back side, an IO port, which I can basically just neatly tuck this thing in with a power cable or something. I will add a short barrel adapter there. And the final design on Thingiverse also has bigger mounting holes here, so I'll design something for those as well. Maybe on one side a venting hole, extra venting hole, and on one side an IO port or whatever. The amplifier is held in place by a nut here. Just put it through there. So it's designed specifically for this amplifier, and it's a very cheap one. I mean, it's like $1 or $2 or something like that. The LCD screen is about $40, I believe. And if you don't have a USB button encoder and buttons for it, that will cost you another $20 or so.
So thanks John for allowing us to actually create a video using his footage of his Bartop Arcade System. You guys can actually do this yourself. It's all available on Thingiverse. John has actually uploaded everything that you would need, the designs, etc. You will need a 3D printer, of course, and a few different components such as the actual 7-inch screen, speakers, etc. Could be a very unique sort of project for you guys to do, especially because it's so unique with the Amlogic devices. Normally these devices are built using Raspberry Pis, etc. So thanks again to John. Go out and check out his channel, Casinos, Gadgets and whatnot. I shall leave the link to his channel in the description below. Go and check it out, subscribe if you enjoy that sort of stuff. Thanks again for watching. My name is Matthew. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel as well. And as well as that, don't forget to click the little bell icon just to keep notified of when we upload new content, which is a couple of times every single week. Thanks again for watching. We shall see you very soon.